Hi there, I'm Scott Lowe with ActualTech Media, and I'm here today at HyperGrid headquarters where I'm joined by Mark Mitchell, who is the Chief Operating Officer. Mark, thank you for having us here today.
Thanks for having me, Scott.
We're here to talk about something really critical and that's probably being talked about in boardrooms around the world these days, security. And it's something that if boards aren't talking about it, they're doing it wrong, especially in the wake of things like Equifax, which was brutal. What is HyperGrid doing to help organizations secure IT so they don't end up in the news?
Well, a number of things, and it is a really critical concern for board and executives around the country. And if they were only worried about in the boardroom, that would be great, but it's usually the call at 2 o'clock in the morning that's of concern.
Yes.
So, first off, we enable the developers, the IT organization, instead of worrying about, let's say, releases and patching schedules inside of the appliances of the hypercloud, they rely upon us to make sure that that's delivered in a real-time basis. They don't have to worry about all those releases and patches. They can worry about other things, attacks on the applications, other phishing attacks, making sure that employees are empowered and aware of the kinds of phishing and other type targeting attacks that might come in. So part of it is making sure that they actually can spend their time on the higher value activities and not the lower ambient noise but critical elements. The second part of it, I think, is that there is a dramatic amount of effort we take inside of the stack to ensure that it's very, very secure. Not only do we lie, let's say, our assets inside of your own security profile, but whether it's at the application, at the data layer, at the network level, and through segregation of these different elements, we provide increased security profile for those assets in place.
When we talk about individual applications, if we look at what happened with Equifax, that was a application patch failure for all intents and purposes. So are you saying that is HyperGrid actually proactively patching the packages that have been deployed for clients?
Yes, inside of our stack, we take responsibility for that releasing and patch work. And that's one of the very difficult tasks that always lies on IT and IT operations, because there's literally thousands of these patches coming across. You think about the profile of assets that they may have deployed, server, compute, networking, et cetera, and rolling that forward over time, that they have a lot of work on their hands just daily keeping up with that. So if they can be confident that inside of the HyperCloud appliance, the releasing patch work is actually done and up to date, they don't have to worry about that part of their very difficult day.
One of the things that's very hard for security folks and for organizations is really maintaining some walls between applications. I mean, the old adage goes, once you've breached one system, you've breached everything. How is HyperGrid helping customers with that sort of problem?
Well, networks can be virtually separated. They can also be physically separated. So there are a number of different ways. What I would suggest is that in those cases, through our professional services organization and our white glove delivery team, that we can assist and facilitate the right kind of network profile to assure the highest level of security for that client. And we deliver to banks, to financial services organizations, to drug life science healthcare companies, to very, very sophisticated engineering firms working with governments around the world. So we're very confident in our ability to deliver a secure profile for those organizations.
Mark, thank you so much.
Thanks, Scott.
And thank you to our audience for watching this security video.